All right. And we are live again for our day 18. And let me just take away our fun work. It's coming. And today, let's just recap what we were doing this week. So, we continue exploring with our Spice Up manifestation hot sauce sessions. We continue exploring what can block us from successfully manifesting exactly what we want in our life. And we were talking about the practice of forgiveness, how important it is to remove these energetic blocks that we sometimes carried for years because we cannot forgive somebody who did us wrong. And this is something that stops us from focusing on what we want because we constantly go back to these negative patterns where we are thinking about how that person mistreated us, and now we are constantly creating the same blocks for ourselves, so we cannot release and allow the energy flow freely and allow more greatness to come our way. Then we were talking about how important it is to have that self-worth and self up level our self image, because when we feel that we are worthy of everything what we want, that we deserve everything what we desire, then it's easy for us to believe that we can have and receive it, right? So the idea is that just the fact that we are breathing and we are here on this earth is already giving us that sense of deserving. There is nothing else that we have to do in order to prove to anybody and to ourselves that we can have the life that we desire. So this is self-worth, right? And we know that in order to become who we want to become and have exactly what we want to have, we have to up level our self-image and become more aware of how do we talk, how do we walk, how do we behave, right? Because everything is matter, because we want to be that energetic match to the person that we want to be in order to have everything what we want. And we also talk about the importance of gratitude, because a lot of times all we are looking for is just how something doesn't work, and we fixate our mind on that, and we continuously coming back to it and thinking about how things are not really rolling the way we want, but we keep missing these beautiful moments that we experience every day. And it's so important to connect, right? And express the gratitude for everything what we have, to wake up with that sense of I'm so grateful for the sun that's coming into my window. I'm so grateful for my cozy bed. I'm so grateful that I have that beautiful place where I'm living, and I'm so grateful for my bed that I had such a great sleep, and so on and so forth. So when we shift our focus from the things that are the problems, the issues in our life, what we are lacking for, we create more abundance, right? Because as I mentioned, gratitude is on the same frequency as abundance, and we shift our focus to something what we want to attract and have more of, right? So we signal to the universe with our energy that hey, we are recognizing what we are having right now and we want more of that. And today, I particularly like this topic. Today, we are going to be talking about the intuition and how can we actually tap into that intuition, because intuition is the inner compass that directs you towards your desires, helping you make the right choices, recognize opportunities, and stay in flow with the manifestation process. It bridges the gap between your conscious desires and the universe response. So I truly, truly love that topic for tonight. And let's see how we actually can understand how to tap to that intuition, because we all know how to operate with our five senses. This is something that we can actually feel with our physical navigation, right? But when we talk about intuition, it's like our sixth sense. This is something that we all have. This is our inner GPS, that when we connect to that inner guidance, we actually can create the results that we would never thought with our logical mind. So when we talk about intuition, it's all about just tapping into that, and we work that muscle the same way we work our body muscle, right? So know that we all have the intuition, but we can actually start improving it and start listening to all these little nudges that we are experiencing. So how is that intuition showing up in our life? For instance, maybe you can recall the things when there was like that gut feeling that you felt, right? When you felt that something was not right, even though from the outside you wouldn't understand what could be wrong, but you felt it, right? You felt it with your gut feeling. So gut feeling, or that nudge that you are experiencing, right? This is something that we all have connection to, and we learn in this work how to tap to that on a deeper level and start interpreting these signs. Like sometimes you could just watch the TV and look at the forecast, and it says it's not going to be rain, it's going to be just sunshine, and for some reason you just grab unconsciously that umbrella without even realizing why are you taking that umbrella with you, and you take it with you to work, and next thing you know, in the middle of the day, all of a sudden it starts pouring, right? So the idea is our intuition is always there, our intuition is always guiding us, directing us, but it's up to us to start noticing these signals. So how else do we recognize our intuition? We actually learn how to quiet our mind, because if we are constantly in that autopilot, and we have like all these thoughts just running in our head, we do not give ourselves the time to be in the present moment. What do I mean? It just like really tune in to the present moment through meditation. You could actually take the walk in the park, right? So this way you can get yourself distracted from the problems and everything, and just connect more with yourself and start be more observant and see what's going on around you, right? So we learn how to quiet our mind in order to hear something that we want to hear. Then one of the most common ways that intuition manifests through us, like I mentioned, through the gut feeling, right? When we have these hunches, unexplainable hunches about the people, situation, or decisions. And remember, like I mentioned before, sometimes you can walk into the room and you can meet the person and you haven't even spoken to that person. You do not know that person. You either drawn to that person, you feel like, okay, I just want to get to know that person, and you just walk there, like your feet basically just carry you there, and you start the conversation, right? Or it could be vice versa. There is somebody in the room and you feel like that tension, you feel like the bad energy is going through, right? So it's your gut feeling talking to you, it's your intuition guiding you, right? And when we talk about intuition, intuition is nothing logical, and that's something that stops a lot of people to believe that this is real, because intuition is just, like it just gives you some messages. It could be through little words, it could be through the signs, and it's our job to learn how to interpret all of that, right? So we want to connect more and more. We start paying more attention to our emotions. For instance, in any given situation, if we have to make a choice, right? And if we feel peaceful, if we feel that our body feels relaxed, and we feel good, it means that this is the right answer. Go for that choice, right? But if you feel the resistance, if you feel something might not sound right, then you know that your emotions are actually connected to your intuition, and they are telling you that, okay, this is not the right way. You are not on the right path. The other way that intuition shows up is when we practice to be present. So we actually start paying attention at our surroundings and become more aware what's going on around us, right? For instance, it could be something that you can even ask the question. If you have the question that you want to tap with the answer, you can just watch and say, for instance, if this answer is good for me, let me see the butterfly in the next 3 to 5 days, right? And you'd be surprised if you are on the right track, that butterfly is going to show up like out of the blue. Just set these clear intentions. That butterfly might not even be the real one. If, let's say, you are asking it during the winter time, but you might see the butterfly in the drawing, or as you are scrolling the social media, or you're going to be reading about it, right? And it's just going to show up in the book. Hey, Wendy, it's great to see you here. So stop like really paying attention, right? That's exactly what it is, to be in the present moment and see like all these small signs. And you can even do the journaling. Do the journaling to reflect about your day, your emotions, how you feel, because it's all about tapping and understanding yourself better and your experiences, right? So the more you do this work, the more you are training your intuition to give you that guidance. And synchronicities are the big deal, right? Synchronicities are meaningful coincidences that can serve as external signs of your intuition in action. For instance, I don't know if you ever experience when you're thinking about somebody, like the person that you know, and next thing that person is calling you, or you just bump into them. Or it could be that you were looking for some kind of information, and then that information shows up in many different sources. Like you hear somebody's talking about this book that you, for instance, just read, and then you see on the social media something about that book, right? So synchronicities, you see like all these things that come your way, just to show you that you are on the right track. This is exactly what you meant to experience, right? So we learn to connect with our intuition. Hey, Anne, it's great to see you as well. Yay, my peeps are here. So the idea is that we all can tap into that intuition. And the good way is also to engage in any creative activities, because remember, we have our logical mind, and that is the mind that we obviously need in order to move into our, setting the goals, making the decisions. But again, that mind is too loud. Sometimes we have to quiet it in order to hear our creative side, our intuition mind, right? So when we engage in that creative activities such as drawing, dancing, singing, we are actually allow ourselves to be in that flow where we can experience some downloads, right? The information starts coming to us. And that's exactly how I help my clients when I'm sitting with this on the session with them. Because obviously, whatever we are creating, our dream, our goal, right? It requires the action steps. And my gift is that as I'm talking to the client in the session, I just download the information, just comes to me, right? It just comes to me as we have the conversation, and I already can lay out 5 to 7 steps for them to do. And they take that information, they implement it, and that's how they move forward with their manifestation. So just explore and look for yourself what works for you. How can you tap to that intuition, right? And it's all about just making this decision, powerful decision, that I want to be more in tune with my intuition, because intuition is the guidance that doesn't have any logical sense, but it always guides us. And if we start paying attention, we actually start making better choices and understand that we can have things with less effort, with less work that we are putting in. And the fun work for next day is set a timer for 5 minutes and focus completely on your surroundings. Remember, we want to be in the present moment. And now just notice what you can hear, what you can see around, what you can smell. or what exactly is going on around you. Just start noticing these little details. And if you do this exercise every day, I promise you're going to start tapping into that intuition. When I post this homework, I also going to add some more details that you can do in order to tap into that intuition. And obviously, I have the program where I teach people how they can tune in more into their intuition, to listen their inner small voice that is not very loud, but if we care to hear it, we are going to hear it. That's it for me, for today. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. Keep exploring your intuition. Remember, it's not just for some people, it's for everybody. We all have that gift inside of us, but it all, again, about exploring, tapping into that power of intuition, and start really using it on a daily basis to help us navigate life with ease and grace. Love you so much and see you tomorrow on the next episode. Bye.